Dysphagia, I want to review that means difficulty swallowing. Your text on page 104 has some symptoms of dysphagia like oral leaking, drooling, choking, gagging, pocketing of food, taking longer than 2 to 10 seconds to swallow, weakness, decreased motivation, and poor chewing ability. A puree diet really requires little or no chewing at all. An example of someone that would need puree would be somebody that just had their jaw wired, or somebody that just had a stroke and was unable to swallow mixed textures like yogurt with chunks of fruit in it. A mechanical soft diet, that might be for someone who just got some teeth pulled, or who has loose teeth or painful teeth or needs a root canal. So the mechanical soft, a lot of the tougher meats are chopped up into smaller pieces and then put in a gravy. So typically our diets for dysphagia, a determination is made for what type of diet someone is safe to have by a speech language pathologist who's doing a swallow eval or a swallow study. So they're having the client swallow different textures of food, liquids, thickened liquids, applesauce, cottage cheese, and doing a video swallow to see where the person has issues with the swallowing. And again, this National Dysphagia Diet that your book updates, or that your book has, we're not going by that any longer. In 2018, the majority of facilities adopted the IDSI diet, which is, again, the International Dysphagia Diet Standardization Initiative. So when we're looking at foods here, and then we're looking at drinks here, okay? So if someone is on a regular diet, they're a number 7. So basically, they don't really even need to be on the IDSI. Soft or bite size would be 6, minced or moist, so that would be like a mechanical soft where you have the gravies and the meats are cut into small portions. And then pureed, that would be a number 4, where the liquids are extremely thick. And contrary to what we think about, um, it's easier for someone to swallow that has swallowing difficulties when the liquids are thick versus thin. And I'll show you a video, or I'll point you to a video in Blackboard, or encourage you to watch the videos that I've posted on Blackboard on both IDSI and dysphagia. And then we go down here, mildly thick, slightly thick, and thin. So if you're working in a facility, long-term care or acute care, in the kitchen, you will probably need to go through significant training on these different levels of the IDSI diet. If you are the food service manager, a lot of your time will be training and auditing to make sure that your employees are following those guidelines. One thing to remember is that if a diet is, let's say, pureed or minced and moist, it doesn't mean that it has to taste bad. Okay, so there are companies like Cisco, who are a food distribution company, that they make pureed carrots, but they put them into a mold so that they actually appear like they are carrots when they're presented to a patient on the plate versus just a lump or a bowl of pureed carrots. So we want to make sure that these look good, the appearances of quality, and that they're tasting good as well. Because as you can imagine, someone who has a wired jaw or just had a stroke, they're at nutritional risk. And we need to do everything we can to make sure that they're eating well, which includes making sure the stuff looks good also. So the next piece that we're going to go into is NVDC. It means nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, constipation. Um, when we're talking about diarrhea, causes could be stress, food allergies, lactose intolerant, foodborne illness, GI disease, medications, radiation treatments. And when we're talking about constipation, that's defined as a passage of small amounts of hard, dry bowel movements less than 3 times a week, and it's typically can be painful.